Well, with the end of the financial year just weeks away, Australians still have time to make tax-deductible contributions into private or public giving funds, and a contribution made before June 30 can deliver an immediate tax deduction in this year's return or be spread over up to 5 years. Judith Fiander is CEO of Australian Philanthropic Services and joins me. Great to see you, Judith.
Nice to be back, thank you.
We should always give back, but especially now. Tell us why.
Well, there's so much happening in the world, and particularly I know Donald Trump was mentioned before in the show, if you look at the withdrawal of US aid, say, from the rest of the world, there's a dire need everywhere. Here with inflation, cost of living, fuel crisis, there's a whole lot of issues that are impacting on the community.
So what are you seeing in terms of people's willingness to give back?
We're seeing a lot of activity. It's really pleasing. I think people are quite energised about being able to give something to the community in whatever shape or form that looks like.
And we mentioned that obviously it can be a tax deduction as well. So let's just talk about what that means and giving
Yes.
funds. Clients here reclaiming franking credits and the like. You can explain it better than me.
No, I'd be very happy to. There are actually kind of two major options that sit in this space. There's a thing called a private ancillary fund, which is where somebody establishes their own family foundation, essentially. And then there's the opportunity to open an account within an already existing larger foundation, a retail offering, if you like, which doesn't come with the same kind of governance responsibilities that sit with the private family foundation. So often people find that a really good way to be able to put away a lump of capital for the future use of the community, and allows them to give every year. So that, as you said, they make the donation in now, they can use that tax deduction now, or they can use it at any time over the next 5 years, and then over a period of time they give to charities once they've figured out what causes they might like to support.
So ATO data you've given to us show that 50% of Australians earning more than $1 million claim no charitable donation deductions. Do you think that means they're not giving?
It's hard to say. It's hard to say. You only know, but you only get to report on the things that you count, obviously.
Yeah.
So that is definitely a question. But if that statistic means that there are 50% of people who are earning over $1 million and not giving at all, then that's quite a shocking statistic for the country, I think.
It is, and also a missed opportunity potentially for tax efficiency.
Yes, missed opportunity for the community and missed opportunity for the donor as well. But very, very tax efficient way to be doing something good in the community.
So what is the legacy that you're seeing, or the certainty for charities, particularly as we head into the end of the financial year?
One of the things about structured giving is that it does actually provide charities with an ongoing source of revenue, and that happens quite a bit. People might make commitments for 3 years, 5 years, and they certainly form relationships with charities, which means that they often give over a number of years. That's extremely important for charities. It's very hard if you live 100% on the donations that you collect during the course of the year to provide your essential services to the community. It's very hard to plan, very hard to undertake projects if you're not sure of a revenue stream. So this kind of giving is actually extremely important to charities.
Are you worried about any changes from the budget and what that might mean for people giving?
That's a great question. There's still a lot to be worked out in the budget, and obviously topics of conversation around the consultation that's happening at the moment means that there's a long way to go before we're exactly clear about how everything that as it was announced in the budget is going to play out. But that's actually even more of a reason for giving between now and the 30th of June. So although it's not clear and won't be clear until the political process has completed about all of the various things that have been announced and what that might mean for people's personal tax circumstances, you can make that gift now if you have the resources to do so, and be confident that you have that tax deduction at your disposal for the next 5 years. So when it is clear what the tax arrangements look like, you'll be able to deploy it in the most tax efficient way.
Are you seeing people more generous, less generous than when we spoke a year ago?
I think more generous, if I had to put a number on it. Certainly we are seeing an increased level of activity this year, and that might be partly due to activities that we've undertaken ourselves, but I think also there's a general awareness that there are certain parts of the community who are doing it really tough, and now is a time for people who have something to give, whatever that might look like, whether it's time or money or whatever it might be in labour, then it's happening. People are giving. And now, as I said last year, every day's a good day for giving, but between now and 30th of June, I think there's 27 more exceptional days for giving.
Absolutely. And I've noticed a lot of, I'm a subscriber to a few theatres, and they've been saying they'll match donations, things like that. That sort of also helps people wanting to give more too, doesn't it?
It does. That's a really popular approach at the moment. I think people like to know that, that the small donation that they might make can be doubled, tripled, I've even seen it quadrupled in some particular corporate circumstances, which makes a huge difference.
So what have you been up to over the past 12 months at the Philanthropic Services? What are some of the highlights?
The highlights for us? I think the highlights for us is that we have been able to reach more financial advisors and accountants that work in this space, and of course they are the people who are in front of the people who have the resources to be able to make the gifts between now and 30th of June, and just raising their level of awareness about giving and the flexibility around the 5-year tax deduction is something we've been working really hard at, and we'd like to do more of that. There are certainly advisors and accountants out there who don't speak as a matter of course to their clients about giving, and they all should. Of course I would say that, but yes, they all should.
Yeah. And do we say it louder for the 50% of those earning over $1 million that haven't given?
Yes, please consider giving. It might just be that you haven't had the chance, you might have been busy building your business and raising a family, doing a whole bunch of other stuff. But if you have those kind of resources, a gift of any size, and particularly if you're looking at opening a structure of some sort, it gives you enormous flexibility, tax efficiency and flexibility.
And I think we've spoken as well about how it can make you feel good too.
Yes. Very much. That is something that clients say to us all the time. The joy, the satisfaction, the engagement that they get by forming relationships with charities, and by volunteering, and by providing money, and by providing their connections. There's a whole bunch of ways that people can assist charities to do better in the community.